Hello everyone and welcome to the Monster Hunter themed fashion video. We're starting off with a work in progress. With Yearly we have the soon upcoming uh,
Mizutsune.
yeah, the soap dragon thing. So anyways, it doesn't look too great. I think this is the most accurate I can make it look to the original uh, model. So if you want to recreate this abomination, for the primary use the Hello's Eve third color from the first row. Secondary territory and accents are from the bright color palette, the last yellow color row. And for immersive and energy you can pretty much put in anything you want. I went with a bright pink. You can also use the Matisse color palette because this one is a PlayStation exclusive color palette that was available for a limited time. So yeah, if you want to go with a pinkish one you can go with this. Let's see, there's also the Valentine color palette that you can use. Daybreak. There are multiple options. And yeah, I have no attachments on this. And for the tail, I colored it violet, also from the Hellow's Eve color palette, to kinda resemble the fur that she has. And yeah, this is the terrible. I don't even dare to try to pronounce that name. Soap Dragon Yareli. Moving on to a far better looking specimen, we go with our Weißdrax Zephyr from my last chosen cover. And for this we'll use the Zephyr Blade of the Lotus helmet and skin. For the first two colors, primary and secondary, we go with a grey, since Weißdrax is pretty silver-ish. You kinda have a lot of options for what grey you want to pick. I went with the classic saturated. And yeah, depending on lighting, Weißdrax scales look brighter or darker, so you can pretty much go with anything you want here. You can go with a darker themed grey or with a brighter themed grey like I did here. You have a lot of grey options, so yeah, play around a bit and just pick what you personally like the most. For territory and accents we go with a black. Now the black I use is from the Deca Heirloom pack, but you can also pretty much use from the classic saturated color palette the black, and you will pretty much not notice any difference between the two. You have to look very closely to see a minor difference, but yeah, it's pretty much the same. So also the energy and immersive color is the red from the classic saturated, so you can create this entire look just with this color palette alone. For the attachments, these are all optional, since the skin already looks very accurate to Weißdrax. You actually can go completely without any attachments. I went with the chest to Latu armor piece because it looks cool. But yeah, you can go completely without any attachments on this. I went for the other attachments with the Avia Prime pieces, but again, all optional. For a moment with Blazing Step, but shut up. But yeah, no attachments are really needed for this. What is needed is the Ciandana. The, oh my god, please stop with the names. Tsuyinasa, I probably butchered that. Ciandana, also Tenogen. We color it all black with red immersive and energy colors to resemble the jet engine wings, and for a bit more personality I put on the back with sigil with red colors, also from Classic Saturated, the same red color, to kinda resemble more jet engine stuff going on with our beautiful Zephyr. If you have the Prime, I would toggle the Prime details off because they kinda ruin the look in my opinion. A little bit at least. So yeah, without Prime details is what I want. Moving on, Vahuda and the Zinogre fashion. For the primary, we go with the Tano color palette. In the middle, the cyan. You can also go with the green if you want it a bit more green tinted. Then, for secondary and accents, we go with the yellow from the Pride color palette. And territory will be from the Easter palette, the first blue row, the third color. For immersive and energy, we go with classic saturated once more with the bright blue. And for attachments, if you want an accurate look, you would have to remove the armor pieces, the heads, but they just look too cool, so I just left them on. The Cerberus Sinogre version. And the heads on the legs cannot be removed, sadly, so yeah. For Ephemera, I would go with the Feypath Ephemera because it kind of resembles like the firefly thingies that follow the Zinogre around and sparkle around. And yeah, you just copy, paste colors. And for the Siandana, I went with the Packer Siandana to symbolize the tail. Now, the Packer Siandana is part of the Stalker, the Shadow Stalker armor set, which is only available in a bundle, and as far as I'm aware, that bundle is quite expensive. I think it costs almost 600 platinum. There's a cheaper option, of course. You can, instead of the Packer Siandana, use the Uro Siandana, which compared to the over 500 platinum cost from the Packer Siandana costs you only 50. So this is the cheaper option, but if you're rich, then you could also just get the Packer Siandana for a more thicker tail. So for the Stigen version of the Zinogre, we'll just, let's get another slot. We just go with black. Yes, it's kinda complicated. Only the fur on the Stigen Zinogre is white. So yeah, this is somewhat faithful. Let's just refer to this as, or the fur, and the horns are also white. The face itself would be black, but yeah. We can just color the tip a bit black. We can go with, oops, a darker black. No, it doesn't really make a big difference. And this, what do we do with this? Technically we can also code this as fur and color this white if we want. Or we just leave it back, so black. So yeah, here you can just choose between either coloring this black or coloring this white for the Stigen variant. Because again, only the fur would be normally white on the Stigen, while the rest of its body is pure black. So yeah, it's kinda hard to recreate. I'm just gonna color this white. And we just go with red on energy and immersive. And bam! Now we simply go and get our Cyandana, which we just copy paste the colors. I don't think we can make the underside look more black without, yeah, changing the upper layer. So yeah, we just copy paste. Also, this is the white. My bad. And yeah, there we go. Attachments, copy paste, ephemera, not blazing step, Feypath, and bam! Technically now we just remove this for a more accurate look, but I leave it on because edgy. Agile, and we are done. Stigen Zinogre. Moving on to Garuda, we have, oops, wrong fashion, Mazzano! We'll use the Prime version specifically. And for helmet, it's really up to you. Now that I look at it, this looks pretty nice because of the golden horns. They are accurate. What about this? It's also pretty decent for the horns, the gold. I personally went with the successor helmet, but I guess those two helmets are also decent options. Though in the end you can really pick whatever you want. You can also just stay with the normal Garuda Prime helmet, it doesn't really matter. Then, primary is the default color from the skin itself, the Prime skin. Secondary will go with classic saturated, the row above the blue row, the third color. For territory, we go with the Organ color palette, third row last color. For accents, we go again with the Organ, the second dark, muddy-ish yellow, golden color. I think this is the most accurate you can get with how the gold on Mazzano looks. For MSF we go with red from classic saturated, and for energy we go with again classic saturated, this color. Now for attachments, you can, if you want to have a bit more resemblance of claws and spikes, the golden claws and spikes, you can go with the red rail pieces. You can, I guess, where do we have it? Where is it? Forgot I went past it. Here. The with Elite would also work. And yeah, you could also alternatively just equip nothing on it. How does this look? The thingies are not good. For the ephemera, we go with obviously the Dragon Wings, the Nyctalos ephemera. For the attachments, we just copy paste to get the primary color from the Garuda Prime primary. Even if you do not have the color, you will get it essentially for free if you copy paste it over. However, we'll change a few things around. We'll switch the secondary with the orchid color to get a more accurate look on the wings. And we switch the emissive with this darker, slightly pinkish red hue, as this just looks more accurate to how his wings look. And for the Siandana, we go with Merolina for the tail. We copy paste again, however the secondary will again be Organ. The territory this time will be from classic saturated. This yellow gold, because it looks a bit more accurate for the tail, for the texture of the tail, to get a more accurate look on the prongs for Mazzano's tail. And yeah, accents will be the dark gold from the Organ palette, a massive red from saturated, and energy again classic saturated. So in that case just copy paste it. And yeah, that is the Mazzano. For the weapons, the claws, we just copy paste. Then, moving on to Necros. With the Goa Megala fashion, we use the Necros Lazarus helmet for the horns. For the skin, we just use the regular Necros skin. And for colors, both primary and secondary are the darkest black we have, which is also available in the smoke palette. The territory color we pick from the Eminence color palette, and we go with this dark purple. The accents we pick from the Hallows Eve color palette, the very first color. And immersive and energy, again from the Eminence color palette, on the bottom left, the purple. For attachments, we only really use the ephemera, we just copy paste the colors, and that's it. Alternatively, you can unequip the ephemera, and with the Siandana, get the Eskiel Siandana, colored all black except the accents, which you will color with the Hallows Eve third color to kinda match the slightly bronze-ish look on the claws. And this is kinda how it would look like when the Gormagala has its wings folded, usually grips his shoulders, kinda. And that are all the Monster Hunter themed fashions I have for you today. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see us in the next video, which will drop soon. And yeah, have a nice day.